Okay, well, let's call this part 2 of the quarter repair. And again, P Street Garage. In my last video, you saw me install this quarter, kind of crudely stitched on, sandwiched over, lap weld. Some people didn't like it. Some people thought it was fine. For me, that's pretty much as good as I'm going to make it. Now, what I'm doing now is I want to work on this front section. And my life would have been a lot easier, and I would have been willing to pay up for the front half of this rear wheel arch. But I called my friends at Ecklers, and they have no stock. So there's nothing for this car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make this. God knows how that's going to turn out. But I had a bit of an idea. And what I did is I came around to the other quarter. The passenger side quarter is much better. And what I did was I put some paper over the quarter, because this one here, it's not perfect, but it's all in place and the shape is good. So I put some paper and I traced this out with a dirty hand. So the idea is I'm going to take this, I'll be able to cut this out, and then hopefully bring this to the other side as some sort of a mirror image, and I'll be able to at least, if I have this piece here, I should at least be able to cut out this shape, and if I stitch that on, then I can either get one of those flexi pieces for the inside, or maybe weld another piece on the inside, or make a bigger piece and pie cut it. Anyway, I think I'm going to use this template as my starting point. And, you know, if I could get a full quarter for this car, I would have got one. I would have paid up and got one. It just would have made my life that much easier, but there's no such thing. The 64 and later Comets, they have lots of sheet metal for those. There's a little bit of Falcon stuff. But that's where I'm at. This is going to be my starting point for finishing this wheel arch on the driver's side. Let's trace this out on some metal and see if we get anywhere. All right, feeling better now. I think I got a plan. Well, I just had this down the workshop. A little bit noisy, but you kind of saw what I was doing there. And this is the idea I came up with for the front part of my wheel arch. I don't know. I mean, of course, the car is not here, but this is my idea. And if it does happen to line up, of course, this isn't great here, but this could be massaged. And I did give it a little bit of a curve. I think this may work. Anyway, whether it does or doesn't, I'm going to throw this on the car and see if I'm anywhere near where I want to be. Alright. Well, here I am standing beside the car. Moment of truth. Here's my little patch that I made that you already saw. And I had the idea to try to give this a little bit of strength. Sorry, my filming sucks. I know. To try to give this a little bit of strength, I think I'm going to take a little piece like this. I'm going to weld this on the inside, and then I'll be able to come in and then sort of fill in all these, where the pie cuts are. I'll be able to put some dabs in there and grind it, and that'll give it more strength. It'll make this lip a little bit thicker. I'll also put some spots on the inside down here. And at the end, I should have a piece that is somewhat solid, and it will have more strength. So, I made this bigger than the hole, obviously. Or at least I hope. Might be onto something here. Of course, I'll have to trim it down here, but the alignment's not bad. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this jaggedy gap. Maybe I'll put another little strip on the inside or something, because, yeah, this is the part that rounds off. So really, I only got to come up to the... Yeah, I didn't cut this right, but maybe if I push it up and bang it down. Anyway, little piece on the inside, stitch that together. I think I'm going to start down here, make a nice, I say nice, I'd like it to be nice, but if I do something like this, I can weld that in place. That'll hold it there. Form that into here. I'll trim away a little bit more of this rusty, jagged stuff. And once I remove this, this will push down a little bit that way. So I think this may work. And then I'll be able to just trim it off here. And then I'll worry about, maybe I'll put a little piece on the inside just to make up the difference, and I can glob it this way. But anyway, I think we're onto something. Let's try to get this, let's put this little strip on and then try to put this in place. All right, let's see how we make out. So back working on the wheel arch. I've trimmed off a little bit of the stuff that was rotted. I'm not going to take any more off. I need a little bit of support. Here's the little piece I made that you saw. I made at work. So that's my idea. It's kind of there. I wish I would have made it a little bit longer up at the top, but that's in the curvature, so I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. I think I'm going to trim this to length. I'm going to trim this to length right here. And I'll have to probably come in and put a little piece on the inside and try to put this on top and see if this all lines up / works. All right, let's give this a try. Okay, so I took my little piece here and I put a little strip on the inside to give it some strength. And I kind of filled in the pie cuts a little bit here. So that's just the first pass with the grinder. So it's certainly stronger than it was. The piece is much stronger. But, you know, it does warp a lot. Holy shit, does it ever warp? I hope it fits. So over here, because my piece wasn't tall enough, I've found this little strip that's a remnant from this piece. So it's got a little bit of curvature. So I'm going to try to stitch this in like this. Try to see if, yeah, it's quite the gap there. So I don't know. I'm going to try to stitch this in. Try to fill in this little area here. Then I will try this piece again on top. And hopefully it somewhat lines up. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so here is my patch. The front half of the wheel arch in place. It's holding right here. I got one screw there, so I'm going to tack it all around and then, well, see how that goes. Hopefully this is going to work. The curvature is not quite right in here, but I don't know. Well, I'll get this welded all around first and massage this a little bit on the inside there. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, so here is the front half of my rear quarter, homemade. It's all in place. It's okay, nothing great, but it does kind of line up. It does make the curve, and I had to fill in this section over here. I had to do a little bit of filling in. There's a bit of a low spot there, but it is very solid, and I think I may come back and put another little piece in here. Probably I'll just let the fiberglass or the Bondo fill that little curve there. It is low, but I'm going to call this part 2 of my rear quarter. This is the part that they no longer make, and I don't know. I think it'll work. It's rough metal work, but it can still be ground a little bit, filled a little bit, and nothing a little Bondo can't make just about perfect. Okay, that's all for now.